Well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folarin. Yesterday, we were looking at the Senate and, shall we say, the battle for the principal officer of the Senate, talking about the chairman of the National Assembly and Senate president. Okay, today we're switching over to the House of Representatives to look at arrangements or permutations there and analysis of possibilities. And our guest for this is Donald Ojogo. He's a two-time Information Commissioner in Ondo State and also Ilaje Eseodo, Federal Constituency Member-elect. A fine morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Very much for coming.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
The APC, of course, would like, one of its own to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Give me your thoughts on how it might go. You're an APC man yourself, so when I say the APC, that includes you. But there are going to be a lot of, shall I say, horse trading. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Some sort of horse trading, because how concerned are you that other parties can combine their votes and cause, problems to the APC? It wouldn't be problems for whatever their objective was. How real a concern is that?
Well, hello?
Hello?
Well, you said it all. Yeah, I got you right. You said it all, but my response is simple. In a democracy, even the winner is not expected to take it all. You can't have everything in a democracy. And in this particular instance, I think this is an unusual situation. The scenario we found ourselves today as a country, particularly in respect of the last elections that just took place, is an uncommon one, in the sense that the contest was highly competitive, and we could see some form of skewed activism that was exerted in the process. We could see the PDP coming up, the APC, reducing to as low as 160, 162. PDP having about 205, with the Labour Party springing a very big surprise, garnering about 34 seats in the House of Reps. ABGA has 18, NNPP also has 18, I guess. I think SDP has 2, ADC has 1. So it's a very competitive scenario that we have found out. But that is the beauty of it. In a democracy, there must be a contest of the best, and the best among these best that we have seen must definitely emerge for whatever position that is at stake. So in the course of what we are doing, particularly with respect to the question you just posed to me, well, the APC would not want to, as a party, I'm not speaking as the spokesperson of the APC, but I'm speaking as one of the stakeholders who has got himself involved effectively and efficiently in who becomes the next Speaker of the House of Reps. In any case, we on this side, even though I'm coming to the House of Reps for the first time, we are also not mindful of the challenges or the major challenge that the other parties, led by the main opposition PDP, has posed to APC. But where you have a challenge, there must be a way out. Where you have a challenge, there must be some very novel initiatives for you to overcome those challenges. I think that is what the APC members, both those who are returning and those who are newly elected, like some of us, I'm one of them, coming on board for the first time, are doing to ensure that we keep that coveted office still within the realms of the APC. How we do it, I may not be competent to say it in the public, but if you ask further questions, I'll be ready to do justice to the question that you might ask.
Okay. In terms, I think, first of all, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, he's not in the mix. He can't possibly, be a candidate, considering the geopolitical zones and how we divide these things up. He's not going to be a candidate, I would imagine. But what is your commentary on other write-ups that I've read saying that North Central, it would be fair, according to some analysis, for it to go to North Central, considering quite a number of things. First, what they contributed was not, it wasn't minuscule. I think about the third largest block vote for APC, and the fact that the North Central has had the shortest stint at office on the House of Reps since 1999. So that whole assumption that if we're going to be fair, if everybody's going to feel a sense of inclusion, it should probably come from North Central. How say you?
Well, I guess you'll not be accused of answering the question that you have already asked. I wanted to. It's a very good question you have asked, but if my sense of history does not fail me, the North Central stinks specifically at the position of the Speaker of the House of Reps was in the time of Ame Edute. I think that was in the Second Republic, or the Third Republic, if I can say it. But let me be clear. But I know that the last person must have been Ame Edute from Benue State, I guess. But you've said it all. You see, it is just a sense, just for the purpose of sense of belonging, and just for the purpose of fulfilling what God says we must do to also satisfy our conscience as a collective and our consciences as individuals and as stakeholders in the polity. Like you rightly said, the North Central has put in a whole lot in this game called politics. Particularly when APC started, the North Central was seen as a zone that was predominantly the enclave of the main opposition PDP. But with time, we've seen the gravitation from the PDP sanctuary that it was in, and the North Central is gradually gravitating towards the APC. And I know that as it is today, but for Plateau states, all the states in the North Central are controlled by the APC. Mm-hmm. It is only the North Central that has not produced a speaker since 1999. Yes, the North Central has produced the Senate president for 12 years when David is the most distinguished senator, our leader, His Excellency David Mark, was president of the Senate for at least, I know, for 8 years. His Excellency, the former governor, a revered leader, a nationalist, and also one of our statesmen in this country from Kwara State, also emerged as the president of the Senate. That cumulatively puts to the advantage of the Northwest a number of 12 years, a total of 12 years rather, that the Northwest occupied the position of the Senate president. So I believe strongly that if at all my party, the leaders of my party, the consensus of my party, which is the NWC and the NEC, is likely to decide the leadership of the National Assembly, I believe that they might not look the way of the North Central for the Senate presidency because they have had it for about 12 years. The only position that has eluded the North Central since 1999 has been the position of the Speaker of the House of Reps. We talk about the Northwest. If you permit me, let me veer into that. The Northwest had had a stint of the Speaker of the House of Reps from 1999. We had Salisu Buhari. After his exit from office as Speaker, we had Egali Nahaba. Gali Nambas exited. Masari Bello, the current governor, the outgoing governor of Katsina State, came on board. And after him, we also had Aminu Tambua. And reversing it in that order, Aminu Tambuwal from Sokoto, Masari from Katsina, Gali Nahaba from Kano, I guess, Salisu Buhari also from Kano. All these states I've mentioned are all from the Northwest. Now you go to the Northeast. The Northeast have been Senate president. The outgoing Senate president is from there. We're lucky to have the incoming vice president from there. Well, that does not preclude anybody from running. But the only seemingly very serious contender for the position of Speaker from the Northeast, incidentally or curiously, is from the state where the vice president, the incoming vice president, is from. That is Borno State. And that is where my support for a next central candidate, particularly for Ahmed Idris Wase, begins to gain ground and begin to have a steam running in me. So that is just the scenario that we have found ourselves. It is natural for the party to look at these scenarios and do justice in respect of the position of the House of Rep. This North Central, I won't use that word changed. It has eluded, that position has eluded the North Central for a very long time. I know the leaders of the party, the leadership of the party, whether at the zonal level, whether at the various state levels, and even at the national level, will look at these issues dispassionately and take a decision. And let me add also that in the last 1 or 2 weeks, we've been canvassing. We've crossed the entire length and breadth of the country as much as we could, going around stakeholders, not restricting our engagements in the Wase project. Let me get it clearer for people to know, because I am working for Wase because one is from the North Central. Secondly, is one man who has demonstrated capacity, consistency, good conscience, and is an adamant welfarist that I have seen in him. So those are some of the propelling reasons that I am working for Wase. And more importantly, I would not have done what I am doing if I did not have the endorsement and the support and approval of my governor, my mentor, political mentor, and the leader of my party in my state, Arakuru Oluwarotimi SAMCON.
Okay. One moment. Let me bring in Simon, who has been waiting for a while in Abuja. Good morning to you, sir, and thank you for holding on.
Yeah, good morning, sir. I think I want to subscribe to the idea that Donald Ojogu, I think, has made a very wonderful contribution. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. We can hear you clearly.
I want to welcome you, and I also want to appreciate this program. My idea is that I subscribe to the fact that the North Central should produce the next speaker. When you look at the 6 geopolitical zones in the country, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
And if you look at the 6 geopolitical zones, you discover that for a very long time, the North Central have not produced speakership. I'm not looking at individual as a person, but I'm looking at the zone. And they should look for someone who is credible within, who, as a ranking House of Rep member, as that ranking House of Rep member who have demonstrated leadership by example should be considered for the position of speaker. Not individual, I'm looking at the zone in totality. So I think the North Central have every right to aim for this position. Thank you. That's my little contribution.
Thank you very much, Simon, for calling in. So, Honorable Ojogo, just as he said, he also follows your line of reasoning. And I guess, politics aside, it's just a reasonable thing to do in the light of the statistics, the game statistics, if one can put it like that. North Central is just looking quite good for that office. But there is also the dynamics of there are more votes that are not under the control of the ruling APC than probably ever before. And so there's probably going to be a lot of negotiations, horse trading, and all of that going. So really, it's like we're looking forward to a very, very active and dynamic time in this process to select the next speaker for the 10th National Assembly.
Hello?
Okay. Sorry, I don't know. I don't know if you heard that last caller.
Yeah, I didn't get. Yeah, I didn't get the last leg of your solution.
Yeah, we can see that there's something of a challenge. Maybe it's a bandwidth thing. Your video goes fuzzy and then comes back into focus. So it might just be a bandwidth thing. But what Simon in Abuja had contributed was that he follows everything and endorses everything that you've said, that justice, equity, common sense, fairness, that he just is with you all the way, that it is North Central itself that you said. Now, tell me a bit, since you said that you are working for Wase, is a very highly competent person, and he comes from North Central. Tell me some further attributes of the man.
Time may not permit me to say much or what I know about the current Deputy Speaker, and by the grace of Almighty God, the incoming Speaker.